Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
One man is behind bars and another man hurt following a shooting in Central Sioux Falls. Police say it happened Saturday morning in the area of 11th and Summit. Authorities say a car drove into the neighborhood and fired a gun over 20 times.
Several people were outside. One man was hit in the leg. Witnesses were able to give officers a description of the suspect and vehicle.
And we had an officer that saw a vehicle matching that description driving at a high rate of speed away from that area. And ultimately they stopped that vehicle near 41st Street in Kiwanis. Turns out that was the suspect vehicle.
42-year-old Liddell Turner was arrested on assault, weapons, and drug charges.
Monday evening, the Turner County Sheriff's deputies responded to a fatal crash north of Chancellor. One driver was pronounced dead at the scene while the other was transported to the hospital with serious injuries. During the investigation, it was found that one driver failed to stop at the stop sign just before the collision occurred. The crash has been transferred over to the South Dakota Highway Patrol for further investigation.
A janitor from Dakota Wesleyan University has invented a door lock that could be used to save lives. Jeff Harris says he got the idea 2 years ago during active shooter training on campus when doors to classrooms couldn't be locked. So he invented what he called the Threat Stop and was recently awarded a patent.
The active shooter training folks, they said they've never seen anything like it on the market, and you better patent that or else we're going to.
Harrisburg says he wants to sell the patent and is currently negotiating with a few companies that have shown an interest in buying the patent for Threat Stop.
This week's hot, dry weather is raising fire danger concerns and creating an added challenge for crews already battling wildfires. Right now, federal, state, and local firefighters are battling the Fish wildfire near Sundance, Wyoming. The fire was first reported Sunday morning in the Bear Lodge Ranger District of the Black Hills National Forest. Authorities say the fire started on private land, is 0% contained, and human caused. As of 5 o'clock yesterday, the fire is roughly 527 acres.
Crews are also battling a fire in western Nebraska that was sparked by lightning. The Carter Canyon fire was reported on Saturday. At last update, it has burned more than 13,000 acres. According to a post from the fire department in Miller, South Dakota, 3 firefighters from the area have been assigned to help fight that fire.
Well, now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott. Good morning, Scott.
All right. Good morning there, Sarah. Good morning, everybody. We are looking at a hot day today. Temperatures easily in the 90s. If you're not in the 90s, I think you'll hit the 100s. And we'll find those numbers in central, eastern, and southeastern KELOLAND for today. 101 in Sioux Falls, 104 Yankton, 105 in Pierre. So we have numerous heat advisories that do cover south, central, and eastern KELOLAND. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. The Sturgis Motorcycle Rally begins Friday, but bikers are already in town. Businesses in the area say they're ready to go for the week-long event, regardless of several challenges during the planning process, including lack of staff and late orders.
It's already here in a lot of ways, even though it's early. I think you're going to see huge crowds, and we're going to be really happy about that.
Each year, the rally brings in hundreds of thousands of bikers from across the country. The event is in its 82nd year.
Discover Aviation Day is happening this Thursday at the Maverick Air Center in Sioux Falls from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. During the event, kids of all ages will have the chance to look at over a dozen aircraft to learn about all aspects of the industry.
You know, what we want to do is first give everybody an opportunity to experience things they wouldn't on a normal daily basis, be able to get up close to things that they see flying over them or hear about in the media. So we're hoping they come here and just learn a few things, have some fun with it.
The event is free and open to anyone who would like to attend.
The Sioux Falls School District has hired more than 200 teachers ahead of the school year, but they still have 14 more full-time teaching positions to fill. In addition to teachers, the district also needs to fill 98 other positions, including coaches, custodians, and more. The district also needs 250 substitute teachers. Digital reporter Jacob Newton takes a closer look at the openings in a KELOLAND.com original.
And that's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, hot weather headlines today. Heat advisory in effect for the counties shaded in orange here. That's a big area of eastern South Dakota, Minnesota, northern Iowa, northeast Nebraska. So, yep, you know the drill here. Drink a lot of water. If you have to be out in the heat, take breaks on that and pace yourself the best you can. Temperatures here, the hottest air temperature will likely be centered along the Missouri River Valley. Mobridge, probably down to Chamberlain, 105, 106, maybe 107. And then you look here at Sioux Falls, getting closer to 100. The key there, if we're going to see that kind of heat, it's going to be a southwest wind and the dew point has to drop. You have to actually get a little drier heat typically to do that. We'll monitor that fluctuation over time. It's nice to see a little moisture here. I wish this would help us out. I don't think this is going to be a lot of rain. It's mainly going to look decent on radar, and then a lot of it tends to evaporate, or you'll get these little rain shafts out of these clouds tonight. Maybe a few claps of thunder, that kind of thing can't be ruled out, but it's pretty scattered. However, we do see a cooling trend tomorrow. If we can keep the mercury even at 90 in Sioux Falls, or a degree or two lower, that would be a win. That's a cooler day, but it's also going to be drier. There's a lack of humidity in the air tomorrow, even for those that experience a little bit of that today. 102, our high in Mitchell, 101 in Huron, 97 degrees Rapid City. Don't forget there's smoke in the air too in the west due to that fish wildfire there on the Wyoming side of the border. Lows tonight, low 70s, Sioux Falls. I would expect tomorrow, Brookings, Watertown, we're knocking the mercury down into the low to mid 80s, so that's helpful. But we're still above the 90-degree mark in much of central South Dakota. And we're going to hold on to probably right around 90 on Thursday, mid-90s Friday. A cold front comes in Saturday. Now, the key there will be if we can get the timing right, it might actually knock down the highs during the day. If we could get some rain to develop, that's something I would keep watching. We are contemplating that possibility of cutting that high. That all has to do with the timing of the front. Into the weekend, Sunday at least, we're knocking highs down into the 80s for at least a couple of days in Aberdeen. Here, a little harder to get cooler weather. We've got 104 again on Friday. That looks like a pretty rough day. Saturday, again, chance of rain is there. Rapid in the Black Hills might end up getting a little bit more of a chance of rain coming in out of the west here, out of Wyoming and Colorado. So hopefully that will be helpful. But we got to get these highs to go back down in the 80s first. More details with your weather online at KELOLAND.com.